all, Pi here, and today we are back in Oblivion with Mahira, and I realized when I was editing the last video that that was actually episode 5, and therefore this video is not going up the day after that one, because this one's going up on a Monday, but like, yeah, it's been a long process, shall we say, getting these recorded and edited and all of that. And we have just, at the end of last episode, we just arrived in Coral. We hadn't really had time to talk to anybody yet. So I think for right now, the goal is just to kind of look around, get to know the town, get caught up on the local gossip, and figure out if there's anything interesting to Mahira here. Somebody's house. It's also somebody's house. Not really gonna talk to the guard.
What?
Hey!
What?
I've already talked to you. Right.
How can I help you?
Do I have anything interesting to sell? Not particularly, but they might have some alchemy ingredients, which would be nice. Because I am running a little low on those.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Athregard of the Mages Guild. How can I serve you?
You cannot. What can you tell me about the area?
The Mages Guild runs more or less like it always did. But we lost quite a few members when the practice of necromancy was banned.
You all keep banging on about that.
Farewell.
I am Alberic Litter of the Mages Guild. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
I met your wife earlier today. Any rumors?
I don't know what Archmage Traven has against necromancy, but the first thing he did after taking over the Mages Guild was to ban its practice.
Clearly you were all just necromancers.
I offer the
before
finest
you got
goods
here.
and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Ooh. That might be worth my time, actually. Open easily lock. Right? Yeah. Yes.
Another
Perfection.
satisfied customer.
Okay, that,
Good day.
Greetings to you.
I did not do that stupid thing.
Greetings, citizen. Is there something I can do for you? Are you perhaps interested in joining the Mages Guild?
No. Anything you can tell me about the town?
If you're thinking of making Coral your home, you should join a guild. It's hard work, but steady money, and people get to know you.
Uh-huh. Any rumors?
The Mages Guild has made more than a few enemies since necromancy was banned.
Is that all you guys talk about? Alright.
Good day.
Useless. Oh.
Excuse me. My name is Angalmo. Can I help you?
I believe you can. Any rumors?
Archmage Traven is the first to take such a hard stance on necromancy. It upset more than a few people.
Uh-huh. Okay,
What
do
can
you
I
sell?
interest you in? I appreciate your business.
And I appreciate all of those ingredients that I'm now going
Bye.
to go pound out into potions. Right here. We're doing this. Alright. Got some good potions there. Now we get to trot
From
on.
where do you hail?
Leave me alone.
What do you want?
Back over to this guy. Sell off those
What can I
potions,
interest you in?
Hopefully make a profit. Alright.
Thank you. Come again.
I think we just about broke even there. Which is
Goodbye.
fine, because now I have a new spell that is useful.
Oh, it's you.
I'm thinking of heading over to Renoir's to buy some books. There's quite a selection.
I should visit
Are you...
A
Yeah.
pleasure to speak with you.
Hi, Darmo. Anything else to say about your mom?
My mother owns Northern Goods and Trade in Coral.
Okay.
Be seeing you.
Dharma's friendly. Let's see what you have.
Hello, I'm Rashida, the smith, and this is Fire and Steel. Quality armor and weapons, repairs too. What can I do for you?
Nothing apparently.
I can repair almost Good day.
Was I already here? Am I lost and confused? Have I deleted things from my brain? Probably. Oh no, we're not going in there. We'll check out the other inn.
An honor to serve you. I'm Imfrid, owner and publican of the Grey Mare, at your service. A room? Or food? Whatever you wish.
What can you tell me about the city?
In Coral, we don't think much about what goes on in the Imperial Palace. But these murders, the Emperor and all his sons dead? What's next?
Emperors come and go.
Good day.
Yes.
Oh, you're the rude lady.
Hello. You haven't seen my sons, have you? They went off into the forest to fight those monsters, and I'm worried about them. My sons. Have you seen my sons?
Nope.
I was in Cheydinhal last week, and I'm sure I saw Reynold Germain. He acted like he didn't know me, though.
What about this Reynold?
Yes, it's quite odd. Reynold, who I've bumped into several times in Coral, acted like I was a complete stranger. Also, he seemed sober, which is a refreshing change. Usually Reynold is stumbling around Coral drunk as can be. Very odd, but then, it's really none of my business.
Fair enough. None of mine either.
Oh, my sons. My poor sons.
Good luck with that.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, I've never been to Cheydinhal. Oh, hang on, you're someone else. Apologies, my good friend. I mistook you for someone else. Always being asked about it, I am. Didn't I see you in Cheydinhal, they say? But I'm sick of it. Sick and tired and sick, and perhaps a little drunk. But never mind. You look like the honest sort, so I've got a job for you. You're going to travel to Cheydinhal and find out what sort of impostor is trying to besmirch my good name. And you're going to tell him... I'm quite capable of besmirching my good name on my own. You should cease and desist immediately. There's 50 gold pieces in it for you, friend. Right then. Off you go.
Okay. I have no plans on going back to Cheydinhal for a very long time, for no particular reason whatsoever. So, yeah, we'll see. Ooh, mushrooms. No? I already picked them. No.
What?
I already talked to you, clearly.
Farewell.
I wish I could remember what I did. And, like, realistically, I should remember, right?
A coin for
Nope.
an old beggar?
Oh, no, I've already been over here,
pity
haven't I?
on an old war veteran.
How do you do?
Whatever.
How goes it?
Fine. You?
Why is this door open? Hi.
I'm Melintus Ancrus. How are you doing?
What can you tell me about the city?
Glistel and me, we keep an eye on things here in Coral for certain interested parties, as a public service like.
Alright then.
Farewell.
What about
Hey,
you?
I'm Glistel. What do you need?
Anything you can tell me about the city?
My housemate, Melintus Ancris, and I are well known in certain circles here. But you don't travel in those circles, do you?
Okay.
You too.
Interesting folks. Well, nothing for it, Nikki, but to go on an expedition. See what alchemical ingredients Coral has to offer. Just don't make eye contact with beggars. Maybe they'll leave you alone. I love your dogs. What the? Okay.
I heard that the Countess is quite upset lately. Apparently someone stole something very personal to her.
Good to know. If you're looking to buy a horse, go inside and talk to Bongard.
Any rumors?
I think we're in for some hard times. The death of Uriel Septim and his heirs changes everything.
So everyone keeps saying.
Bye.
I'm not even gonna bother. Horses are expensive. Some pretty horses, though. What is this? Little town outside the city? Oh, I got mushrooms. Help myself to these. It's not particularly successful with that.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Anything to say?
I'm the shepherd here. Eranor's the name. And this is Waynon Priory.
I see. You have nothing to say? Cool.
Take care.
See if they have anything interesting over here. I don't particularly see anything. It looks like it's just this little hut, but like, gotta be thorough. Waynon Lodge. Quaint. I mean, it's probably daylight, but there's nobody in here. So, what better time, right? Nothing too interesting, though I did get a lockpick out of that, so that was nice. Sheep. Hello, sheep. No mushrooms. It is getting a little late, so maybe I should head back. This wasn't ever going to be a full day of adventuring anyway. Yeah, adventuring. Exploring. Interesting little, whatever that is, right outside of Coral. Pick a couple mushrooms on my way back in. Evening. Go get myself a bed.
Go ahead, please.
Got a bed?
I hope the accommodations are satisfactory.
Do I already have a bed?
Farewell.
Maybe because I came in so late last night? I don't know. Nap time. And now, the real adventure begins. Just out for a midnight stroll. Hi, officer. Scary. There's a place that I definitely want to try. It is Renmar's. See if I can get my hands on some discounted books. Perfection. Nikki. Forgot to tell you to wait. Guide to Coral. Guide to Coral. Nothing too interesting. No. We have Galarian. Morrowind, Gods in Worship. Do I have Gods in Worship? Yep. And I have on Morrowind as well. And the Runes of Kimmel Z, Mysterious Alkavar, Mixed Unit Tactics. Yes. Ooh. I don't have that one. And that is apparently a skill book. Interesting. Oop. Brief History of the Empire. Ooh, I need both 3 and 4. Take. And 4. Take. Okay. Real Baron Zaya. Wait. Volume 4. Take. Book of Daedra. Eastern Provinces. Argonian Accountant, Book 4. Oh, do I not have that? Could not. Guide to Stad. Take. Got a full set of guides now. Yeah. Or do I? Got that now. Coral, Jadenhall, Bruma, Bravil, Anvil. Okay, got those. Disaster on Lilith. Nope. Wait, report. See if I can find book 1. Ooh, the Wolf Queen. History of Talara. Tamara lore. Varieties of Daedra. I don't think I have that. On Oblivion. Provinces of Tamriel. Okay. Reasonable haul already. Let's see what's upstairs. Very easy lock. Have the spell, might as well use it, right? I'll sell them. Gold. Gold. Oops. Sleeping there. Take that. Waters of Oblivion. Do I have that? Yes. And I have it legitimately, apparently. Gods and worship. Did I just pick that up? Yeah. God, no, not that one. That's the one. Is up here. Ooh. Not too much that's really interesting. It's just a fun little ramp for no good reason. Okay. Close the door back. Alright, come on, Nikki. Hi.
Good evening.
Nope, I wasn't doing anything. Not a thing, just on a stroll. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I did not know foxes could open gates, but now I know. Alright. Where else should I hit up? I'm stuck. Here we go. Okay. Maybe, see about one of these not as well lit doors. Pretty dull in here. I think this might be just a storage area. Ooh, gold. Bone wheel? sure about this guy. Why would you just keep bone meal? I mean, maybe he's an alchemist? He's got a lot of booze. Keep forgetting to leave Nikki outside. I'm a little scared. See how this goes. Ooh. Yoink. Yeah, I can just get somebody to wipe all of the identifying markings off of that. I have a very nice bow. Okay, that was rather boring on the whole. How do I get back out? Alright. That leads us back out to Coral. Where does this take us? What? You know what? Not even gonna ask. There's the bed, but nobody's in it. If I remember it correctly, this is the guy who's over at the pub. So maybe he's still there. Interesting collection he's got. Just strewn all over the place. Let's get out of that corner. Alright, ooh. I'll just slow this down a little bit. He's actually here. Why do you have 2 beds? I already have book 2. Nothing in that. Oh. Book 4. Yeah. No. Move, Nikki. No, got that. Okay. Let's be on our way. Not too much going on in this house. Let's see. What time is it? It's getting kind of late in the morning. So maybe it's a good time to head back to the inn and read one of our books. As the dawn rolls in. Done with my stroll. It was a very satisfying stroll. Really got the blood pumping. Sit on down, and let's see, what are we reading? We've already read A Guide to Coral. I've already read the Fundamentals of Alchemy. Did we read the Grey Fox? I don't think we did. Grey Fox, man or myth? Is a so-called Thieves Guild masterminding all the thefts in the Imperial City? Captain Hieronymus Lex of the Imperial Watch seems to think so. When asked about the Thieves Guild and its mythical leader, the Grey Fox, the captain was quite emphatic. This one man is responsible for all crime in the city. The energetic and tenacious Captain Lex has therefore devoted himself to apprehending this masked menace. When questions on the subject, Adamus Fitlida, Legion Commander and Captain Lex's immediate superior, had the following response. Ridiculous. The Grey Fox is just a fairy tale. There is no such thing as the Thieves Guild, and there never has been. Stories of an unstoppable thief called the Grey Fox have been circulating around the Imperial City for centuries. The stories claim he can turn invisible at will, shrink himself down to the size of a mouse, turn to mist, and seep under locked doors, and perform any number of other truly unbelievable feats. If even half of these stories are true, Captain Lex will have his hands full capturing the Grey Fox. Heh. Yeah, that's, not really worth our time. Let's see if we have anything good to read. How'd I end up with 2? Don't need to be carrying around extra copies of books. I've literally never seen this before, so I want to read this. How long is it? Long. Alright, strap in. Vernacus and Borlor by Tavi Dromio. Is that an H? Halgerd walked into the king's ham that Loretus evening, his face clouded with sadness. While he ordered a mug of grief, his mates Garaz and Ziomara joined him with moderately sincere concern. "What's wrong with you, Halgerd?" asked Ziomara. "You're later than usual, and there's a certain air of tragedy you've dragged in with you. Have you lost money, or a nearest and dearest?" "I haven't lost any money," Halgerd grimaced, "but I've just received word from my nephew that my cousin Aliuch has died. Perfectly natural, he says, just old age. Aliuch was 10 years younger than me." "Aw, that's terrible. But it goes to show that it's important to savor all of life's possibilities, 'cause you never know when your time is coming," said Garaz, who had been sitting at the same stool at the Smoky Corner Club for the last several hours. He was not one cursed with self-awareness. "Life's short, all right," agreed Ziomara, "but if you'll pardon a sentimental thought, few of us are aware of the influence we'll have after our deaths. Perhaps there's comfort there. For example, have I told you the story about Vernacus and Borlor?" "I don't believe so," said Halgerd. "Vernacus was a Daedra," said Ziomara, throwing a few dribbles of Flynn on the hearth to cast the proper mood. "And though our tale took place many, many years ago, it would be fair to say that Vernacus still is one. For what after all this time to the immortal Daedra?" "Actually," Garaz interrupted, "I understand that the notion of immortality—" "I'm trying to offer our friend an inspirational tale in his hour of need," Ziomara growled. "I don't have all bloody night to tell it, if you don't mind." "You wouldn't have heard of Vernacus," said Ziomara, abandoning the theme of immortality for the time being, "for even at the height of his power and fame, he was considered feeble by the admittedly high standards of the day. Of course, this lack of respect infuriated him, and his reaction was typical of lesser Daedra. He went on a murderous rampage." As you do. Soon word spread through all the villages of the Clovian West of the unholy terror Whole families had been butchered, castles destroyed, orchards and fields torched and cursed so nothing would ever grow there again. To make things even worse for the villagers, Vernacus began getting visitations from an old rival of his from Oblivion. She was a Daedra seducer named Horavatha, and she delighted in taunting him to see how angry she could make him become. "You've flooded a village, and that's supposed to be impressive," she would sneer. "Try collapsing a continent, and maybe you'll get a little attention." Vernacus could become pretty angry. He didn't come very close to collapsing the continent of Tamriel, but it wasn't for lack of trying. A hero was needed to face the Mad Daedra, and fortunately one was available. His name was Borlor, and it was said that he had been blessed by the goddess Kinnereth. That was the only explanation for his inhuman accuracy with his bow and arrow, for he never missed a target. As a child, he had driven his marksmanship tutors wild with frustration. They would tell him how to plant his feet, how to knock a bolt, the proper grip for the cord, the best method of release. He ignored all the rules, and somehow, every time, the arrow would catch a breath of wind and sail directly to his target. It did not matter if the quarry was moving or still, at very close range or miles away. Whatever he wanted to strike with his arrow would be struck. That's pretty cool. Borlor answered the call when one of the village mayors begged him for help. Unfortunately, he was not as great a horseman as he was an archer. As he rode through the forest towards the mayor's town, a place called Eva Sakon, Vernacus was already murdering everyone there. Horavatha watched and stifled back a yawn. "Murdering a small town, Mayor, isn't going to put you in famous company, you know. What you need is a great champion to defeat. Someone like Isgramor, or Pelinal Whitestrike, or..." She stared at the figure emerging from the forest. "That fellow!" "Who is he?" growled Vernacus between bites of the mayor's quivering body. "The greatest archer in Tamriel. He's never missed." Borlor had his bow strung and was pointing it at the Daedra. For a moment Vernacus felt like laughing. The fellow was not even aiming straight, but he had a well-honed sense of self-preservation. There was something about the man's look of confidence that convinced the Daedra that Horavatha wasn't lying. As the bolt left the bow, Vernacus vanished in a sheet of flame. The arrow impaled a tree. Borlor stood and stared. He had missed a target. In Oblivion, Vernacus raged. Fleeing before a mortal man like that, not even the basest scamp would have been so craven. He had exposed himself for the weak, cowardly creature he was. As he considered what steps to take to salvage the situation, he found himself face to knee with the most fearsome of the Daedra princes, Molag Bal. "I never thought anything much of you, Vernacus," the giant boomed, "but you have more than proven your worth. You have shown the creatures of Mundus that the Daedra are more powerful than the blessings of the gods." The other denizens of Oblivion quickly agreed, as they always did, with the view of Molag Bal. The Daedra are, after all, always very sensitive about their various defeats at the hands of mortal companions. Vernacus was proclaimed the elusive beast, the unpursuable one, he who cannot be touched, the bane of Kinnereth. Shrines devoted to him began to be built in remote corners of Morrowind and Skyrim. Borlor, meanwhile, now found flawed, was never again called to rescue a village. He was so heartbroken over his failure to strike his target that he became a hermit and never restrung his bow again. Some months later, he died, unmourned and unremembered. "Is this really the tale you thought would cheer me?" asked Helgerd incredulously. "I've heard the King of Worms told more inspiring stories." "Wait," smiled Ziamora. "I'm not finished yet." For a year's time, Vernacus was content to watch his legend grow and his fledgling worship spread from his home in Oblivion. He was, in addition to being a cowardly and inclined toward murderous rages, also a very lazy creature. His worshippers told tales of their master avoiding the bolts of 1,000 archers, of moving through oceans without getting wet, and other feats of avoidance that he would rather not have to demonstrate in person. The real story of his ignominious retreat from Borlor was thankfully forgotten. The bad news, when it came, was delivered to him with some relish by Horavatha. He had delighted in her jealousy at his growing reputation, so it was with a cruel smile she told him, "Your shrines are being assaulted." "Who dares?" he roared. "Everyone who passes them in the wilderness feels the need to throw a stone," Horavatha purred. "You can hardly blame them. After all, they represent he who cannot be touched. How could anyone be expected to resist such a target?" Vernacus peered through the veil into the world of Mundus and saw that it was true. One of his shrines in the Colovian West country was surrounded by a large platoon of mercenary soldiers who delighted in pelting it with rocks. His worshippers huddled inside, praying for a miracle. In an instant he appeared before the mercenaries. His rage was terrifying to behold. They fled into the woods before he even had a chance to murder one of them. His worshippers threw open the wooden door to the shrine and dropped to their knees in joy and fear. His anger melted, then a stone struck him. Then another. He turned to face his assailants, but the air was suddenly filled with rocks. Vernacus could not see them, but he heard mercenaries in the woods laugh. "It's not even trying to move out of the way. It's impossible not to hit him," guffawed another. With a roar of humiliation, the Daedra bounded into the shrine, chased by the onslaught. One of the stones knocked the door closed behind him, striking him in the back. His face broke, anger and embarrassment disappearing, replaced by pain. He turned, shaking, to his worshippers, who huddled in the shadows of the shrine, their faith shattered. "Where did you get the wood to build the shrine?" Vernacus groaned. "Mostly from a copse of trees near the village of Evansekon," his high priest shrugged. Vernacus nodded. He dropped forward, revealing the deep wound in his back. A rusted arrow buried in a whorl in the wood of the door had jolted loose in the assault and impaled him. The Daedra vanished in a whirlwind of dust. The shrines were abandoned shortly thereafter, though Vernacus did have a brief resurgence as the patron spirit of limitations and impotence before fading from memory altogether. The legend of Borlor himself never became very well known either, but there are still some who tell the tale, like myself. And we have the advantage of knowing what the great archer himself didn't know on his deathbed. His final arrow found its target after all. I like that. I like that a lot. Oops. Yeah, actually, get up. There you go. Just gonna pick these up and deposit them in a chest so that they do not cause problems later. Alright. There we are. And now, I believe, is the perfect moment to end this episode. It's been a little bit rough on my voice. It's actually kind of late at night, so I'm a little bit scratchy. You could probably hear. Sorry about that. But thank you so much for watching to the end. If you like what I am doing, please consider supporting me on Patreon. All the information is down in the description. And I hope to see you all again next Monday.